learned it as a hobby.
Yeah.
He raised
Snapping
little
turtles.
turtles. He was known as the Turtle Man.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's funny.
So he was published.
That was a Sheboygan Press. Actually,
Yeah.
he also made it into
He
the
made it the
Wisconsin Sportsman.
Yeah. We raised
All
like,
these little snapping turtles?
yes, we
Yes.
set them all around our kitchen here
Kitchen
in
right there it
old,
was.
yeah.
That's the picture.
And you can see Jamie and Donnie on there.
Yes.
Donnie is now 40, so you can see how old it was at that point.
I have one with Jenny and Justin.
Yes,
People would
I forgot
butcher
to bring
the
that.
turtle and
Well, what
then
did he
you would
do
have
this for?
eggs.
just for a hobby. He buried them
But
in sand.
what did he do with them?
Well, he'd catch the turtles, and we made turtle soup, and we would have roasted turtle, and then he'd bury the eggs in sand and hatch them. We'd bury them on July, and they'd hatch in September, and then we would release them out into the river to get
Mitchell's
more.
Pond.
Mitchell's Pond, every little
Pond,
lake
yeah.
around we would go to.
He was a huge sportsman.
Yes.
I mean, anything to do with
Yes.
hunting,
Hunting, fishing, any of it.
Don't even know. I don't remember how he got started with that.
I think this was through his dad. His dad said, why don't you just take them? We raised them in the garden one year. He said, why don't we build boxes? So then we ended up building boxes, filled them with sand, set them outside until September when it got cold. We moved them in the basement, and he built a little hut and put a light in there, like an incubator.
To hatch the
And they
eggs.
would hatch 20, 30 at a time. We'd bring them up and set them here until we had time to get rid of them.
You
out
take the
into
old
the-
refrigerator bins,
Yeah, set 'em all
the
along the
drawers, and you would prop up the backside, put a little
And a
water
little
in there,
two-by-four.
and then you'd have all these little turtles. The eggs looked like ping pong balls. But
And they would hatch.
yep.
He just loved it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And
And
we
it
would
is.
go down the railroad tracks, and you had an army bag,
Satchel.
like
Yeah.
the thick army, and because the turtles we would get sometimes were this big around. I mean, they're
snappers.
12 to 14 inches wide, and they got claws and they got
They
you
got a
know.
mouth. Yeah.
So we were basically looking for females laying eggs,
Come out to
and we
scratch.
would walk 4 miles.
No, I think it was 2.5 down, 2.5 back.
Yeah.
5 miles a day we'd walk.
And you'd pick them up by the tail and you'd drop them in this bag. Well, you couldn't put the bag on your back because they could
Right.
claw
Scratching.
through. So here we are with a pole and the bag on the pole, walking.
That's incredible.
Down the railroad tracks. We walked it. And the railroad knew us. I mean, they knew that Jim was going to do it.
Where were the railroad tracks? Where,
Elkhart Lake.
Elkhart Lake.
Off of Limekiln Road.
Limekiln Road, yes.